The Dabbleverse.
You know what the real problem is, Tom? These guys, the Tom Gulley's Dabbleverse, okay? Which is what you call it. I learned about this Dabble. Does your audience know what the Dabbleverse is? Do they know what we're talking about?
They're very well acquainted with the Dabble.
Yeah, of course they are, because it's your Dabble. This is crazy. Like, to Tom's audience, Tom owns this thing. It's crazy, but he technically really does. And so I found I don't know anything about this Dabbleverse, despite my deep, deep love for you, Tom. I don't know jack or shit about it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Tom Gulley's Dabbleverse, Tom Gulley is, as far as I'm aware, the only guy in it who is a radio man, who is a host of something, who has had broadcast, like true broadcast experience. Every single part of the Tom Gulley's Dabbleverse, it's all these guys who are fans of the Tom Gulley Dabbleverse deciding to do a show because they're like, it shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't exist. How is it possible that there are fans of a thing that had no hosts, and that they are all now the hosts of the thing that they are fans of? And it's this bizarre, incestuous pile of lumbering flesh, that shambling flesh that is just constant and just making that, there's a lot of that going on. And all of these guys are just they're just a guy. And I'm not doing I hate that thing when, like, a stand-up comedian calls non-comedians civilians.
Oh yeah.
You ever heard them do that? That's like, so.
Oh yeah. I used to do comedy, so that's the term, civilian.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, you know what it takes to be a stand-up comedian? One open mic. Now you are legally a stand-up comedian. There is no, you don't get a certificate. There's nothing to it. Now, obviously, part of it is time and experience and things like that as well. And I guess to be a professional one, you have to be paid to do it.
Yeah.
But so in that same way, in that same vein, all of these guys hosting these shows, they don't have any of that. And I know we are on StreamYard right now doing this, but you do that because you don't know how technology works. This is what works for you. You understand it, but you are a professional radio man. All these other guys, they have been empowered by this StreamYard application that we're using. And StreamYard is basically the open mic of the internet, of streaming, of podcasting, of broadcasting online. And so we are the Gulleyverse, the Tom Gulley Dabbleverse is populated by all these wannabes who are nothing but open micers. And it is this bizarre, horrifying world. And I'm, whether we're talking about this Quadfather character and his podcast or not, they're all like that, except for you and then the one guy that they named the Dabbleverse after. What's his name? John. Stuttering John. So Stuttering John, like, was on the real radio, right? He was on Howard Stern.
He was. I mean, there's a number of people who've actually been on the real radio. If you consider Aaron Imholt to be part of the Dabbleverse, he has, obviously. And then there's Shuley was with Howard Stern News. I don't know. There's been a bunch of hosts, but there's some people. Bob Levy was on Howard Stern.
What's crazy is, like, Aaron is like the next after you is the next most senior member. Okay, because the other guys, weren't they just like, they're like sidekicks, like they had names like Turd and Poop Head and stuff, and they just they're forced to eat pee-pee on camera. So, like, wasn't that all their jobs? They're not like actually hosts.
No, some of them, but not all of them. But
okay,
I think Quadfather early on. One of the first Discords I went into, he was in one and just started, Tom Gulley, good blah, 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 and his stuff. And I just went, hey man, I I probably said some things to him that stuck with him for a long time that he didn't like. And so he's held on to that. And I've just gone, hey, you know what? You're nothing to me. I don't pay attention to you. You've never said or done anything good, bad, indifferent. You're gray on beige. You're odorless. You're tasteless. You're just this. So anyway, that's where that.
Yeah. He makes white noise go to sleep.
Yeah. So,
can we over again?
Yeah. Well, let's see here. So first thing, get rid of StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to tell you the tricknology. Let me tell you this tricknology.
Okay.
You'll be interested in this.
Well,
So here's the thing. So you get that link, right? And then you can show up in the back room.
Sure.
Now, if you open that link in as many instances, as many tabs as you can, you are now allowed in there for every instance that you've opened, even if they ban you. You're already in. As long as you opened the tab before you got banned, before you got blocked, before you got kicked, you can now re-enter the room. And there's no way to know that. There's no way to stop that. We discovered that by complete accident. I've discovered that on my computer or in my browser, it allows about 16 tabs of StreamYard to open up before it stops funcking. And so I will open that many up every single time.
I've seen people have to. Somebody comes in, they go out. So basically they're kicking them out, and then those people are automatically re-entering.
You just come right back in, and then you come back in with the name "I cannot be banned," and they can see you on camera, like pointing and laughing at them, and they just lose their minds over it. It becomes their job now to kick you out over and over again.
Well, there are things you can do. I know one of them, which is, and I'll just tell you, since you told me yours, I am allowed, at the rate that I'm buying this product, I am allowed 10, let's just say, objects in my studio. That can be video, it can be pictures, whatever. So if you are concerned about someone else getting the link, what you would do is put 9 objects in. The person you're having on now has a slot, but nobody else can get in.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, nobody else. So you have found something known as reverse tricknology, which is that's our Achilles heel.
Well,
but it's very rare that somebody knows any of these tricks.
That's only going to work because companies are greedy. You know, if they weren't such jerks and limiting me to 10 things, which over a show, that's not very many. You have to keep reloading them in. Then you guys could go crazy. And I think at the next level, which is $100 a month, I think they have an unlimited amount. So, ironically, the better package you get, the more susceptible you are.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, anyway, that's a very fun thing. If you're out there and you are watching these streams, you hate Tom Gulley's Dabbleverse, not Tom Gulley, Tom Gulley's Dabbleverse. You hate these guys. They're all using StreamYard. You can use this tricknology against them. You can ruin their day. It's very funny, very fun to do. It's a little piece of a little sliver of brightness and a dark future of internet. And that's what it's all about, man, for me. But yeah, number one, get rid of StreamYard. That's number one for sure.
Hit the like button and be like, yeah. Okay, fuck you, Doom. Goodbye. I'll do it like that show. Goodbye.
Shut up, Doom. Doom, cool it. For the love of God. Come on.
Doom, you're gone again. That's it. I'm so sick of you anyway.